I remember the story of an evil witch. And the princess she cursed to sleep forever. The story became legend. But this is no fairy tale.
So there's the promise of this Maleficent sequel. Was the original fable, the spindle and the curse, the fake news of fairyland? Could Maleficent Part 2 transform the story into something more substantial? The first Maleficent flew in on hope of a role worthy of Angelina Jolie's iconic screen presence.
Well, well.
5 years later, Jolie is more revered than ever and someone who picks her projects carefully. But this Maleficent is supposed to be feared, not revered. She's the so-called dark fairy, the protector of the wild, scourge of humanity, a terrifyingly powerful sorcerer who can only be stopped by...
Will you marry me?
Yes!
True love. Yes, the apple of her eye, Aurora, the daughter she helped raise, has been proposed to by Prince Philip, a generically handsome and harmless character, if ever there was one. Here's Maleficent's feathered friend and part-time human breaking the news.
Now Philip has...
Yellow fever? No, wait. Leprosy.
No, Mistress. Prince Philip has asked Aurora if she'll become his...
Don't ruin my morning.
So she's not exactly ready to start picking out dresses just yet.
My answer was yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I wasn't really asking.
Nor was I.
What's next?
What's next is to increase the stakes. Enter Michelle Pfeiffer as Queen Ingrid, mother of Prince Bland, looking to test Maleficent's patience.
There are many who prey on the innocent. I'm sure your kind would agree.
What do you mean, my kind?
She means humans.
There are fairies missing from the moors,
What I'm missing is some wine.
stolen by human poachers.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Someone gave the order.
It's fun watching the dark fairy try to contain her ire, but it only lasts for so long.
You have done an admirable job going against your own nature to raise this child. But now, she will finally get the love of a real mother. Tonight, I consider Aurora my own. There is no union! There will be no wedding!
So, what exactly is Maleficent? Is she a mistress of evil about to wage war on all humankind, or is she merely a vexed godmother now drawn into her own identity crisis?
You've spent years caring for a human. Now it's time to care for your own.
Well, if anything, it's all a bit of a muddle, really. Sure, Maleficent's outfits and cheekbones are to die for, but it feels as if the famous villain has been defanged in favor of a touchy-feely redemption story. And then there's the cause for all the ruckus, Elle Fanning as Aurora. I don't know, in 2019, I thought Disney had moved past the damsels in distress, but Fanning and her breathless looks of astonishment has little to work with here. If it's Machiavellian malevolence you came for, it's up to Michelle Pfeiffer to do the heavy lifting. Finally, some royalty that fights back. As the movie stretched on and on, I found myself wondering why I was feeling so dissatisfied. Here's a film with a cavalcade of creatures, talking trees ripped out of The Lord of the Rings, a scheming queen, and a battle between magic and all mankind that borrows the red salt trails from The Last Jedi. It's fine, but it's all fluff. It doesn't want to be truly evil or comedic or even insightful. Just 2 hours of magical mayhem to add another coat of polish to a Disney property. 3 weak stars out of 5.